Společnost Ikea v 90. letech otevřela v Číně první obchodní dům. Dnes Ikea disponuje celým řetězcem obchodů. Generální ředitel Ikea China Pontus Erntel se s námi podělil o strategii společnosti v Číně.
Now for more on the company's view of China's market potential, we're joined by Ikea China President Pontus Erntel. Pontus, great to have you on the show. So first, what is Ikea's investment strategy for the China market? What is your view of the long-term development potential of the Chinese market?
Hi, Michelle, and good to be here. Thanks for having me. Well, first of all, I think it's clear that China is an important and strategic market for Ikea. It's a market to contribute to learn from and develop with. We have a long history with China. We started doing business in the 1960s. We opened our first office in the 1990s, and we opened the first store in 1998. And today we have the full value chain present here in China, one of few countries in the world outside of Sweden. And if we look at the investments, it goes into both, of course, in terms of physical expansion. We continue to grow. The latest opening was a fulfillment center in Tianjin that we have to fulfill the north of China. And we have two major projects underway when it comes to stores and joint development together with shopping centers. Next opening in Xi'an in a couple of weeks, and the one after that one in Shanghai in the autumn. And on top of that, of course, it goes into also our digital development, our existing assets, etc., etc. Besides that, like you mentioned, we have also decided to invest in lower prices, 100 million RMB, meaning that we're lowering prices of 500 articles. And it's of course not only about lowering the prices, it's about to take the full philosophy of Ikea. It's about good products, good quality, good prices, contributing to good life at home.
Yeah, and what plans do you have for stores and especially channel expansions in China, such as more online maybe channels? And what are your views on the market outlook for different cities in China, especially first, second, and third tier cities?
Well, we want to be for the many people, and that means further expansion, both in terms of physical expansion, like I mentioned, that we have two major projects underway, the next one opening in Xi'an in a couple of weeks, and the second one in Lincoln in the autumn. But it's not it. We will continue also with the digital expansion in terms of digital platforms, social presence, etc., etc. And then when it comes to the different tier cities, we don't make such a big difference in between the tier of the city. If you look at life at home, it's fairly similar between where people are living. Then, of course, the preconditions around can be a little bit different in terms of weather, in terms of economic levels, etc., etc. And it's of course something that we need to take with us, and in terms of how we meet the customers and really provide a attractive and relevant solution wherever in China that might be, basically.
Yeah. And what new trends in Chinese home furnishing consumption have you observed in recent years in China, and how does Ikea intend to localize its product design and marketing strategy to better meet the needs and preferences of maybe Chinese consumers?
No, very interesting question. It's something that we spend a lot of time on. And I think to start with, COVID has reshaped the role of the home. We see it here in China, but we see it also in the place in everywhere of the world, basically. It's a place to sleep, it's a place to relax, recharge, work, socialize, to mention a couple of things. But it's also a place to maybe start to live more sustainable and healthy. If you look at the consumption trends, it's also that we see on one hand that it's quite rational in that people are looking for a good deal, maybe more than ever before. They want value for money. But we also see that when it comes to value, it's something that is also, let's say, broadening it in its meaning. We go from being we see a market that has been quite functionally focused in terms of functional value, but is now also looking for emotional value, personal value, social value, in terms of taking a stand maybe on how they want to live. People want to live more healthy and sustainable. Our response is, of course, like I mentioned, that we have the full value chain present here in China. It gives us opportunities in terms of taking our passion and knowledge of life at home and taking that into also developing many good ranges and products. And we have many good examples of this. Also products that have been developed maybe for the Chinese market, but have also been global successes, like the gaming range, for example, and other similar products.